What's up, guys? It's me, Grey Wolf, back to do another video for you. This video isn't really RC related, but I don't know, I got kind of a kick out of doing the project, so I thought I'd show you guys what I did. This is a Rosewell battery powered liquid soap dispenser for your bathroom. I bought this for my wife because she likes these. The one problem, though, and we've owned two different ones, this one and another brand I can't think of. Both of them were around the same price range. This one was originally either $30 or $35, I believe, and the first one we had was, I believe, $40. Both of them have the same problem. They don't put out enough soap, at least not the first time around, because basically what happens is, as you can see, it's got an infrared sensor. There's a sensor here and a sensor there. You know, when you put your hand under it, I'm sure you guys are familiar with these, soap comes out. The motor runs for X amount of seconds and, you know, pumps out X amount of soap. Or Y amount of soap. So the problem with this, though, and the problem with both of these actually, is the first time that you use them after they've been sitting for a little while, about half or maybe even 2/3 of the time that the motor runs, the first time you stick your hand under it, it's actually not pushing soap out of here because it's pulling it up through the tube inside before it gets to the top. So the first time you stick your hand under, you only get just a few drizzles of soap. Then you have to do it again to get the full amount of soap out of it. This got very irritating for me. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't even bother with these. I would just use the little, you know, hand pump bottles that the stuff comes in. But my wife likes these. So I got to thinking about it one day, and I took the battery tray out of it. This is the battery tray right here, as you can see. I got to thinking about this, and I was like, AAAs are 1.2 volts a piece. I know from, which is the same as AA's, and I know from RCs that four AA RX pack is 4.8 volts, and a 5-cell pack is 6 volts. So basically what happened was, I was sitting there looking at those batteries after I pulled them out. I was going to charge them. I was sitting there looking at these batteries, and a little Tim Allen popped up on my shoulder and said, "Rewire it." So I did, and figured I'd show you guys what I did. Basically, I added a 5th cell, and I'll show you how. So this is our soap dispenser. This is the bottom of it, 4 screws. We'll take the screws out. In comes Benny Hill to play for you while I unscrew these. Okay, so here's the thing completely unscrewed. There's a wire harness that comes out of the bottom of the big container. You just unplug it from the board right here, and there's 4 screws that hold this piece right here to this piece right here, so I unscrewed those as well. So basically what I did was, the battery pack slides in down here just like this. It slides in just like this, and it clips into place against these. There's a screw in the way there. There's little metal tabs that stick out here on the side, as you can see right here, and then one on the other side that connect to the little tabs on the sides of the battery tray. So basically what I did was, I took another cell, and I just what I ended up doing was I just bought some really cheap rechargeable AAAs from eBay from China to do this project, because I didn't know if it was going to work, and I actually don't know how long it'll hold up like this. But what I did was I took a 5th cell right behind where the battery tray slides in. I glued a 5th cell down, and I soldered the negative end to the positive clip from the battery tray, and then I soldered a wire from the positive end of the battery to a JR connector, and then I soldered a negative end over here. So essentially what I did was I ran this 5th cell in series, just like the ones in the pack here. The pack starts here. Let's just say it starts here at negative, where this negative tab is. It starts here, and it goes, it goes up here to the positive end. The positive end is connected to the negative end of this battery, which flows into the positive end, which is connected to the negative end of this battery, which goes up to the positive end, which is connected to the negative end, and ends up here at the positive end of this side. So essentially all I did was extended that to include another battery. Now, since I wasn't going to be able to remove this battery to charge it, I had to include, I couldn't just hardwire it in here. I had to include a way to charge it also. So what I did was I used the JR connector, as you can see. Now, before, there was a wire coming from the positive side and a wire coming from the negative side, and they were going into this power plug right here. So what I did was I soldered one end of a JR connector to the power plug, and then I soldered the other end. I soldered the other end of the JR plug to my positive and my negative leads from the 5-cell pack. So essentially what I can do is I no longer have to remove any of the batteries. Since I can't remove this one to charge it, I basically made a way to charge all 5 of them together while I was still inside the soap dispenser. And so essentially what I did was I just dremeled out. Now this square hole right here, was already here, but I dremeled out a little hole on either side of it, just big enough for the JR wires to stick out of, like this. Oops. And I'll put it back together and show you guys what it looks like when it's together. Okay, so here we're done putting it back together, and as you can see, this is where the JR ends come out, where I notched them out here on either side. This notch, as I was saying, was already there. As you can tell, there's a little plastic piece there that fits in there, and then the battery tray just slides in right underneath of it and clicks into place. So when I want to recharge it now, all I do is turn the switch off in the front, unplug this, and plug. I just know which, I've just memorized which side of this is the part that goes to the actual battery pack. So I just unplug it, plug the battery pack side of this into one of my LiPo chargers, and charge it on in IMH settings, just like I would an RX pack, only at lower amperages. And now when you go to use this thing, it sounds like it's turbocharged. So I don't know how long the motor's going to last in this thing, but as long as it does, it actually puts out enough soap to wash your hands with on the first try now, even though it has to suck the soap all the way up the straw. It still puts enough out to wash your hands. I'm kind of betting that it doesn't last more than about 6 months, though, to be honest. Just because of the way the motor sounds, it's really cranking higher than it's supposed to. You can tell. Our apartment's not huge by any means, but it's it's decent size. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, and from the bathroom to where the couch is, it's a good 25 feet away. And when I'm sitting there watching TV on the couch and she uses this in the bathroom, I can hear it running. That's how loud it is. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll let you guys know how well it holds up. But in the meantime, as long as it does hold up, the damn thing actually works right. And I can live with that. If it dies, then I can live with that too. I'll go back to using the hand pump. But until then, that's my supercharged electric soap dispenser. Peace.